Have you ever felt confused or hurt when someone you care about walks away and ignores you? In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful strategies that can help you regain control and understand what to do in these tough situations. It's important to know that when someone distances themselves, it doesn't have to mean the end of your relationship. Instead, it can be an opportunity for growth and clarity. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to respond effectively, helping you to communicate better and possibly reconnect with that person. We'll discuss how to manage your emotions, why it's crucial to give space, and how to approach the situation with confidence. So, if you're ready to turn your confusion into action and learn what truly works, stay with us and discover the insights that can change your perspective. Emotional responses can often feel overwhelming, especially when someone we care about withdraws from our lives. This emotional turmoil is a common experience that can cloud our judgment and lead us into a spiral of doubt and anxiety. Imagine a time when a close friend suddenly stopped texting you. The initial shock may have turned into feelings of abandonment, making you question your worth and the value of the relationship. This reaction stems from our expectations. We often assume that constant communication and connection are the norms in our relationships. When these expectations are not met, we might feel hurt, confused, or even angry. It's important to recognize that these feelings are valid and part of the human experience. Understanding that our emotional responses are closely tied to our expectations can help in managing them effectively. For instance, instead of letting anxiety dictate our actions, we can take a step back and reflect on the situation. Consider a personal story. A woman named Sarah found herself in a similar predicament when her best friend suddenly distanced herself. Initially, Sarah felt abandoned and anxious, struggling to understand what went wrong. However, as she took time to reflect, she realized her friend might have been dealing with personal issues. This shift in perspective allowed her to approach the situation with empathy rather than frustration. By acknowledging our emotions and understanding their roots, we can begin to navigate our feelings more constructively. This self-awareness not only helps us cope, but also prepares us for the next steps in rebuilding or re-evaluating our relationships. As we delve deeper into this topic, keep in mind that recognizing and validating our emotions is the first step towards clarity. This understanding sets the stage for the journey ahead, where we explore the significance of giving space in relationships. Giving space in relationships can feel counterintuitive, especially when emotions are running high. However, this pause can be essential for both parties involved. When someone steps back, it often means they need time to process their thoughts and feelings. Imagine a time when you were overwhelmed. Perhaps you needed to step away from a situation to gain clarity. By Ki. Allowing others the same courtesy, you enable them to reflect and understand their emotions better. Think of it as a gardener tending to a plant. Just as a gardener knows that sometimes plants need a little time without interference to grow strong roots, we too can benefit from stepping back. This doesn't mean abandoning the connection. Rather, it's a strategic retreat that can lead to stronger bonds in the long run. It's important to remember that giving space is not the same as giving up. Instead, it's about respecting the natural ebb and flow of human connection. While giving space, it's crucial to manage your feelings of abandonment. You might wonder, will they forget about me? Or, am I losing them for good? These thoughts are common, but try to view this time as an opportunity for personal growth. Use this moment to engage in activities that bring you joy or help clarify your own emotions. Consider the story of Lucy and Tom. They were best friends, but Tom suddenly withdrew. Instead of bombarding him with messages, Lucy chose to give him space. During this time, she focused on her hobbies and friendships. When Tom finally reached out, he expressed gratitude for the space, saying it allowed him to reflect on what he truly valued in their friendship. This strengthened their bond and deepened their understanding of each other. The transformation that occurs when you give space is profound. It allows both individuals to come back to the relationship with fresh perspectives and renewed appreciation. By embracing this period of distance, you not only cultivate emotional maturity, but also pave the way for a more resilient relationship. Effective communication can be the bridge that reconnects relationships, especially after a period of distance. After giving space, the next step is to reach out with kindness and empathy. Picture yourself in a situation where a good friend has suddenly become distant. Your initial feelings might be confusion and hurt, but approaching them with an open heart can change everything. Instead of blaming them for their absence, consider expressing your feelings in a non-confrontational way. For instance, say, "Hey, I've missed you. Is everything okay?" This simple gesture can open the door to a conversation that might just clarify misunderstandings. Imagine a scenario where a woman named Sarah felt abandoned when her close friend Lisa stopped responding to her texts. Instead of confronting Lisa with accusations, Sarah chose to reach out gently after a few weeks. She sent a message expressing her feelings without placing blame, and to her surprise, Lisa opened up about struggles she was facing. This moment transformed their friendship, showing Sarah the power of communication. It's crucial to express your feelings honestly, but also to be prepared for the possibility that the other person may still need time. Understanding. This can help you maintain your composure, even if they don't respond right away. Communicating openly can also encourage the other person to share their perspective. This dialogue not only clarifies intentions, but also strengthens the bond between both parties. Remember, relationships are built on mutual understanding. By approaching the situation with kindness and curiosity, you invite an opportunity for growth and healing. As you step into this conversation, envision yourself as a guide, leading both of you toward a clearer understanding. This approach not only fosters connection, but also lays the groundwork for healthier dynamics in the future. With every word, you create a path toward a deeper relationship, transforming confusion into clarity. Reflecting on your needs is a crucial step in understanding the dynamics of any relationship. When someone distances themselves, it often forces us to confront feelings that we might have pushed aside. This moment of pause can be an opportunity for self-discovery. Picture yourself in a friendship where you've consistently been the one reaching out. Over time, you start to feel exhausted and unappreciated. This is where self-reflection becomes vital. By focusing on what you truly want from the relationship, you can gain clarity and confidence. Imagine a scenario where someone might think, "I miss my friend, but I also feel neglected." This inner conflict can lead to confusion. Taking a step back allows you to explore these feelings. You might ask yourself, what do I need to feel valued? For instance, you could realize that you crave more reciprocity in your friendships. This awareness is empowering. It shifts your focus from the other person to your own emotional well-being. Consider the story of Sarah, who felt a friendship fading. Instead of fixating on her friend's silence, she took time to reflect. She discovered she needed more emotional support than her friend could give at that moment. By recognizing this, Sarah was able to approach her friend with honesty, expressing her needs rather than blaming the distance. The conversation turned into a constructive dialogue, leading to a healthier relationship dynamic. This process of self-reflection not only helps clarify your feelings, but also prepares you for future interactions. As you identify your needs, you build a stronger foundation for communication. You're no longer a passive participant in the relationship. You become an active creator of your emotional landscape. This shift can transform your experience, turning uncertainty into empowerment and hope. By understanding your needs, you take a significant step toward fostering healthier connections, ultimately leading to more fulfilling relationships. Setting boundaries is crucial in maintaining healthy relationships, yet it can often feel daunting. Many people fear that expressing their needs might push others away. Picture this: you've been feeling neglected in a friendship, and instead of voicing your feelings, you decide to stay silent out of fear of conflict. Over time, resentment builds up, and the relationship deteriorates. This scenario illustrates the importance of setting boundaries. It's like having a garden. If you don't prune the weeds, they will overtake your plants. Establishing boundaries isn't about creating walls. It's about defining what is acceptable and what isn't. When you communicate your needs clearly, you're not only protecting your emotional well-being, but also giving the other person a chance to understand your perspective. For instance, if you need more regular check-ins from a friend, say so. You might say, "I appreciate our friendship and I feel more connected when we talk more often." This approach opens the door to dialogue rather than shutting it down with accusations. Many worry about the consequences of setting boundaries. Will they push the other person away? Surprisingly, the opposite can often happen. When you assert your needs, you demonstrate self-respect, which can foster mutual respect in the relationship. Consider the story of Sarah, who felt overwhelmed in her friendship. By communicating her need for personal space, she found that her friend appreciated her honesty. This clarity allowed them to grow closer, as both understood and respected each other's limits. As you consider setting boundaries, remember that change can be uncomfortable, but ultimately rewarding. The transformation, from feeling neglected to feeling valued and understood, is significant. Embrace this process with confidence. It's not just about protecting yourself, but also about nurturing the relationship. As you navigate these conversations, remind yourself that every step taken towards establishing boundaries is a step towards healthier connections. Relationships are rarely black and white. They are complex and evolve over time. This evolution can lead to distance, but that distance doesn't always spell doom. Instead, it might create an opportunity for growth. Picture a couple who decided to take a break. At first, they felt lost and unsure, questioning their bond. However, during their time apart, they explored their individual passions, discovered hobbies, and reflected on their values. When they reunited, they found they had both grown stronger, more self-aware, and better equipped to support one another. This illustrates a powerful truth. Sometimes, distance can lead to deeper connections. It allows both parties to step back and gain perspective. You might wonder, how can I maintain hope during uncertain times? The key is to focus on the potential for personal development. Rather than fixating on the fear of losing someone, embrace the idea that this period can be a chance for both of you to discover who you are outside of the relationship. Consider this. When you give yourself time apart, you allow room for self-reflection. You might find that the things you once needed from your relationship can also be fulfilled through personal growth. This perspective shift can be liberating. It can transform feelings of anxiety into excitement about the possibilities that lie ahead. As you navigate this time of distance, remind yourself that relationships are not static. They are dynamic. Each moment apart can contribute to a more robust connection when you come back together. So, as you ponder the bigger picture, think of this distance as a chapter in your story. Every chapter has its challenges, but it also offers lessons. With this mindset, you can approach the future with hope and confidence, ready to embrace whatever comes next. After evaluating your needs and establishing boundaries, it's time to take action with confidence. This moment is crucial. It's where you transform your thoughts into meaningful dialogue. Imagine you have spent weeks reflecting on your friendship, understanding what you desire from it, and now you're ready to reconnect. This is like a hero preparing for a final showdown after a long journey of self-discovery. Picture this. You walk into a room, your heart racing, but you hold your head high, knowing your worth. You approach the person who distanced themselves, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. I've thought a lot about our friendship, and I value it deeply, you say, allowing these words to flow naturally. This statement is not just a conversation starter. It's an invitation to open up, a bridge built on respect and understanding. But what if the response is still distant or unresponsive? This is where your journey becomes even more interesting. You might feel a pang of disappointment, but remember, this is part of the process. Just like a hero facing obstacles, you have the strength to navigate this uncertain terrain. You can follow up with an open-ended question. Is there something on your mind that you'd like to share? This shows that you're not just interested in your own feelings, but also in theirs, fostering a two-way dialogue. Statistics reveal that relationships often flourish when both parties feel heard and valued. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, open communication significantly enhances relationship satisfaction. This means your approach can lead to positive outcomes. You might rekindle the connection or, at the very least, gain clarity on where things stand. Embracing this process is essential. Just as a gardener nurtures their plants, you are cultivating a healthier relationship. Remember, every step you take toward honest communication is a step towards growth, both individually and collectively. Embrace the outcome, whatever it may be. and understand that every ending can lead to new beginnings. Your confidence will shine through, illuminating the path ahead, whether you're mending a bond or opening the door to new possibilities. Embracing the outcome of a relationship, regardless of its direction, is a pivotal moment that can lead to profound personal growth. Every relationship offers lessons, and when they evolve or end, it opens the door to new beginnings. Think of it like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. Sometimes we must shed our old selves to emerge stronger and more vibrant. Imagine Sarah, who poured her heart into a friendship that suddenly faded. She felt lost and despondent, questioning what went wrong. After some reflection, she realized that this friendship had become one-sided, draining her emotionally. Embracing the outcome meant accepting that not all relationships are meant to last. Instead of clinging to the past, she started focusing on her own needs and values. As Sarah navigated this emotional journey, she learned to redefine her identity outside that friendship. She began exploring new hobbies and met people who uplifted her spirit. This transition wasn't easy, and moments of doubt crept in. However, she discovered that closure doesn't always mean a dramatic ending. Sometimes it's simply a release, allowing space for healthier connections. Embracing the outcome also involves acknowledging the emotional scars left behind. Acknowledge your feelings of sadness or disappointment. It's part of healing. It's crucial to process these emotions rather than bury them. Journaling can be a helpful tool, allowing you to articulate your thoughts and reflect on your journey. By sharing her story, Sarah found closure and moved on to healthier relationships that aligned with her values. She realized that her worth wasn't tied to any one person, but was intrinsic to who she was. Every ending, she learned, is just a new beginning, filled with potential and opportunity. As you contemplate your own relationships, remember that embracing outcomes empowers you to take control of your emotional journey. The lessons learned can lead to more fulfilling connections in the future, transforming heartbreak into hope and paving the way for brighter paths ahead.